Hey everybody, time for Habs at Night. Hey, I'm Rick. Welcome in. Thanks for joining me. Montreal played Philadelphia tonight. Both teams on the second night in back-to-back situation. Teams coming off wins in the first game. And one of them was going to sweep the weekend and one of them was not. It turns out it's Montreal. It was a good game for Montreal. Right up until like the last couple of minutes, which I'll explain. But it was a good game overall for Montreal. I was expecting more from Matvei Michkov in my first look at him in a game. I'll tell you how that went. And I'm going to just give you my thoughts on the game, and we'll just start off with that. And why waste time? So I came into this game with some excitement. My first look at Michkov. Other than highlights, Montreal with a legitimate chance to win both games of back-to-backs, and they don't do that very often at all. And excited to see the number one line of Suzuki, Caulfield, and Doc keep rolling after last night's strong performance versus St. Louis Blues. I wasn't disappointed in two of those three things. Montreal beat the Flyers 4-3. The game wasn't as close as the score indicated. I thought the Habs were the better team and deserved to win, even if they had a shaky last 3 minutes. And it was shaky as the Flyers almost came all the way back from a 4-1 deficit with 2 goals. 29 seconds apart late in the third with rookie goalie Alexei Kolosov pulled for the extra man. The second thing was line one with a great night producing 2 goals and 4 points. Kirby Dach had another good night at right wing, had an assist, and there's still good chemistry there for all three of those guys. Dach had an assist, nicked the opening goal, and assisted on Cole's 8th goal of the season on the power play. Cole Caulfield with 8 goals already on the season is crazy. If you're thinking Cole Caulfield's not going to get 40, he's on pace for 70. Now, he's not going to get 70. That pace will come down, but how much will it come down, right? I don't think he's going to just fall off the map all of a sudden in the season. I look at Cole Caulfield getting 40-plus goals this season, and I'm pretty confident in that at this point. I mean, unless he gets injured, knock wood, he won't get injured. But Cole Caulfield is playing awesome. It was Matvei Michkov who disappointed. He wasn't awful or anything, but he didn't impress me after hearing so much hype over how long. And Alex, one of my partners from Don't Puck with Media, just constantly talking and hyping this kid up. He has 9 points already, and honestly, I didn't see anything from him tonight to think, oh, yeah, there it is. That's what they're talking about. He was just okay tonight, in my opinion. It's not a criticism, really, of him, just an observation, because I'm not going to judge the kid totally on the one game, obviously. Caden Primo was good tonight, discounting the 29-second blip in the third. He now has won 3 of 5 career games versus the Flyers with exceptional goals against and save percentage. He'll be fine this season, in my opinion. Let's take a minute to address the elephant in the room, though. The referees. I was so pissed off in the first period. If you were there and watched it, you know what I'm talking about. I haven't been that pissed off from something in a game in a long time. So while overall in this game the refs were okay, and they were, I think that's because they must have received a warning from the NHL in between first and second period to be better. After an absolutely blatantly bad, like on purpose bad call on Arbor Jackeye. It's the most egregiously corrupt call I probably have ever seen. And I wanted to jump through the screen and fight the refs over it. That's how mad I was. I was pretty much livid, right? So here's what happened. Sean Couturier, the Flyers captain, delivered a questionable hit on to Kirby Dach. It was questionable. It was probably dirty and probably should have got a penalty, but it was questionable anyway. So that was to Kirby Dach in Montreal's defensive zone. Arbor took exception to that and challenged Couturier on the backboards. He hadn't dropped his gloves. He just sort of pushed him and then challenged him. Coots thought about it for a second or two and dropped his gloves first. So he was the first one with the gloves off. Arbor dropped his, and they started to go at it. 3 seconds, and then in races, Nick Seeler jumps Arbor, tackles him, and then it's the two of them, two Flyers on Arbor on the ground. Refs get in there and break it up. Then they go off to the side, and they discuss what happened, I guess. What'd you see, whatever. It should have been a possible 2 minutes for Coots for the hit on Dach. I mean, I think it could have had a penalty there. And Nick Seeler should have gotten, without a doubt, third man in. And at the very least, instigator, or if that's the same thing, whatever. Should have got that for jumping in. Instead, the corrupt refs, I hear what I'm saying, decided only Arbor gets a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. It's like, what the fuck is that? Only Arbor gets a penalty. Someone's allowed to race in like that, jump in between two guys fighting, and get nothing? So even if Coots didn't get a penalty for the Dach thing, fine. How does Seeler not get a penalty? I don't know. That's egregious. And you can't defend that. I'm not going to get started again. So my question is, who paid these refs off to make that bad call? The play happened right in front of the ref. He's here, plays right in front of him. He's looking at it, and he gives only Arbor a penalty. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. What do you say? So I doubt those in charge thought the refs would do it in such, like, it was so obvious, right? Like, I'm sure they were told to do this, right? Here's what I wrote. The betting money must have been on the Flyers to win. So the refs were probably told to do what they could to try to make that win happen. But I doubt those in charge thought the refs would do it in a way that was so obvious. So obvious. And it was obvious to anyone with a brain that functions. If you want to put in the comments, no, I agree with the refs. I'm sorry. I'd go to the doctor and see if you got brainwaves going on there. So it was 1-1 after the first period, and it was two teams in a very close, equal game. After the first period, I thought the play was pretty equal overall. So close game, how I thought it would actually be. Period 2 was different, though. It was a different game. Montreal was clearly the better team. They scored the only goals, 3 of them, spread out over the whole period. Galley got his third, Caulfield with his 8th, and Evans with his 2nd. Evans had another strong game. He was good. He was really good in last Saturday's game. And Galley, he's Galley, a deflection off his shin pad, actually, for the goal. And a nice, long, slow pass. He was at the point on the right side. Evans was down by the left side of the net. And just like a long, like someone doing lawn bowling. You see in the ball forever. That's what it seemed like. I think he might have broke his stick, giving the pass, something like that. Anyways, amazingly, nobody skated in to grab that pass. It got to Evans. He was just a little bit over the goal line and about 10 feet away from the net. And he had a good chunk of it open, and he fired it in, made no mistake. So that, I don't know what goal that was, but anyway. Lane Hudson with another strong game, eluding Nick Delorier check along the boards to get an awesome shot away. He eluded Delorier, came in towards the circle, and as he was doing that, he fired. Just a beauty. Should have been a goal. It hits the I don't know if it hit the crossbar right where they meet, and the post, or hit the post. I think it might have hit the post a little bit down, but I'm not sure. Either way, beautiful play by Hudson. He's amazing. The stuff he's done. Let's see. So he makes space to work for himself and for his teammates, and even making, a few costly mistakes. And, some of them, I don't think it led to any goals, but they were costly in that he made a couple of mistakes that led to good chances. But the way he plays the game, you got to put up with that. It's going to happen, especially in his first, his rookie season, right? The D overall was better, though. Less odd man rushes given up, and no overly long sequences where they can't get out of their own zone. Period 3 saw Philly push for a goal, finally. I don't think until then, and I would say about 6-7 minutes in, you can notice they're starting to push for a goal. But they failed to get much done, really, with that. But that was until they pulled Kolosov, and then with 2 minutes, 12 seconds left in the third, Travis Sanheim, don't know if it was on a wraparound. I didn't rewatch it. Gets his second of the game, and 29 seconds later, Travis Konechny gets them within one. All of a sudden, it's nail-biting time. And the thing is about that, it was 4-1. I don't know if it was at the end of the second or early in the third. I said, there's no way. I think it was in the third. There's no way Philadelphia's coming back from this. I don't think there's enough time. Yeah, so there must have been something like 8-9 minutes left. There's no way they're coming back. I can't see it. Someone said, careful, you're going to jinx them. And I laughed at that. And they were right, because they almost came back. So it's kind of, you got to be careful with what you say, right? It's like saying the word shutout when your goalie's getting a shutout. You just don't do that. You can do it for the other goalie, can't do it for your own. Same kind of thing. But Montreal hung on to win. They almost blew it in the game they clearly had the upper hand in. So, there's still concerns there going forward, mostly on D and in net. Honestly, I didn't rewatch the goals and see them that closely. I was talking in the chat with the people watching to know if those last two goals were that you could blame Primo on. But still, they've got some improvement. They had a couple of shaky games, the goalies. Well, Primo, that's his first good one, really. Monty had a good game yesterday after, I'd say, 3 games that were not his best. So goaltending still a little bit of a concern. Defense still, obviously, it was better tonight, but it's still a concern going forward. If they keep this up, though, tighten up, they're going to be fine. So hopefully those concerns can get answered over the next bunch of games, as Montreal is in a bit tough. They're on the road for 6 of the next 8 games. It's a tough stretch that, can make or break a season. It's still early, and I get that, but you've got 6 out of 8 games on the road. If you're struggling on the road, at this point, and say, out of the 6, you only win 1, and you lose 5 of those road games, that could break your season, especially when you're a team that's kind of on the edge of it, kind of on the outside looking in with Montreal, especially because of the Line A injury. They want to keep as close to things as they can, so that when Line A gets back, maybe they're still in a playoff run or a race to try to get a wild card spot. Excuse me. All right. Done a lot of talking tonight, and you can hear it in my voice. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the game, what you thought of that ref call. What you thought of anything? My comments about the refs and about maybe why that call came about. Let me know in the comment section. Give a thumbs up if you're enjoying that. Hey, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'd really appreciate that. I will be back Tuesday. Tuesday, we're in Seattle, I believe, or Seattle's here. I'm not sure which. I think Seattle's here in Montreal. So they're back home facing the Kraken for Halloween night. They are in Washington to face the Capitals. And beyond that, I don't know. So join me for the Tuesday game. Hopefully you'll be there, and I know I will. And hopefully they'll make it a 3-game winning streak. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now, and let's roll and see how many they can put together. And like if they can win another 2 games in a row, right? So make it 4. That puts them right back in the race. In the Atlantic Division, there are, I want to say it's either 4 or 5 teams that are all 4-4-1, like Montreal is right now. You got Boston in there, Toronto, Detroit. I think those 4. There might be another. I don't know if Buffalo might be in there too, like that. That's a tight race right now. A couple of wins could see Montreal move up, and maybe some steady play and see them at least make a run at a playoff spot. Which would be awesome with Line out with the injury. Who would think that? So, go Habs, go. Let's hope that happens. Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out. And I'll see you soon. Ciao, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please share this video.